Wow, I mean, what a race! We've just witnessed one of the wildest Grand Prix I think we've seen in years.
Just think about this for a second. 4 cars couldn't even start the race. A 19-year-old kid goes out and makes history. You got Hamilton and Leclerc nearly taking each other out, and Max Verstappen, he retired. Again.
Yeah, the 2026 Chinese GP was, without a doubt, the most chaotic race of this entire new era. And it taught us 5 massive things about this season. Things I guarantee nobody saw coming.
All right, lesson 1. Let's start with the biggest story of the day. No question about it. A star wasn't just born in Shanghai. He absolutely kicked the door down and announced himself to the entire world.
We're talking about Kimi Antonelli. And get this, he is just 19. 19 years old. To put that into perspective for you, he is the first Italian to win a Grand Prix in 2 whole decades. It's just insane.
And here's the crazy part. He became the 2nd youngest winner in F1 history. And he did it with the cool, calm composure of a seasoned veteran. So let's look at how it all went down. At the start, lights out, Lewis Hamilton in that iconic Ferrari red, he just sweeps around the outside into turn 1, grabs the lead. You'd think the kid would get flustered, right? Nope, Antonelli didn't panic for a second. He responded almost instantly, hunted Lewis down, and by lap 2, boom, he's back in front. And from that point on, it was just a total masterclass in how to control a race.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing. There was one heart-stopping moment. With just a few laps to go, Antonelli locks up, and I mean massively locks up, heading into that penultimate corner. He goes flying way off the track. You know, a lockup like you see here is basically when you slam the brakes so hard, the tires just stop rotating and start sliding. It's a classic rookie mistake, right? But the thing is, he didn't let it get to him.
Luckily for him, he'd built up such a huge lead over his teammate George Russell that he could get back on the track and still be in front. He held on and brought it home for that historic win. And man, you could just hear the pure emotion in his voice after the race.
What a stunning drive. It just leaves you asking one massive question. Are we looking at a future legend right here? Is this kid already one of the most exciting drivers on the entire grid?
All right, on to lesson 2. Because while Mercedes was celebrating this incredible, historic win, their biggest rivals over at Ferrari were, well, they were busy fighting each other. So starting around lap 25, Ferrari just let them loose, no team orders. And boy, did they go for it. Hamilton and Leclerc were practically trading paint, going wheel to wheel, swapping positions through corner after corner, lap after lap. It was absolutely brilliant, edge-of-your-seat racing. And the whole time, George Russell was just sitting back there in P4, watching it all unfold, just waiting for his opportunity.
And that opportunity came. See, all that intense fighting, it comes at a cost. We're talking about battery depletion. When you're battling your own teammate that hard, you're just burning through that precious electrical energy you need for attack and defense. Hamilton's battery went completely flat. He was a sitting duck. Russell saw his chance, breezed right past him, and just drove off into the distance to secure a Mercedes 1-2. So think about it. Ferrari had a genuine shot at P2, but their own internal civil war just handed it to Russell on a silver platter. Now, to be fair, Hamilton himself said he loved it, calling it one of the most fun races he's had in a long time. And yeah, for us watching, it was awesome. But for the championship, was it really the smartest move? It really leaves a huge question mark hanging over Ferrari. When are they finally going to sort out their team orders situation? Is this let them race approach actually costing them a shot at the title? Okay, so we've had Ferrari shooting themselves in the foot. Now let's talk about a complete and utter meltdown for the reigning champions, McLaren. I mean, this is unbelievable. The drama for McLaren started before the race even began. The reigning world champion, Lando Norris, doesn't even make it to the grid. Then, right before the formation lap, Oscar Piastri's car gets wheeled back into the pit lane. A double DNS, did not start. The team said later it was 2 separate electrical problems with the power units. For a championship-winning team, this isn't just bad luck, it is an absolute catastrophe.
And for poor Oscar Piastri, the situation is somehow even worse. 2 races into the 2026 season, and this number right here is the only one that matters.
0. That's how many race laps he's completed. A non-start back in Australia, and now this disaster in Shanghai. The kid hasn't completed a single racing lap this year. For the defending champions to have basically 0 points after 2 races, we're talking about a full-blown crisis.
So, can McLaren actually recover from this? I mean, is their title defense already over before it's even really begun?
And believe it or not, McLaren weren't the only top team in deep, deep trouble. This theme of catastrophic failure, it ran right through the front of the grid.
This race was just littered with DNFs. And as a quick reminder, a DNF just means did not finish. You're out of the race. And trust me, the names on this list are going to shock you. Okay, look at this. Max Verstappen, running in 6th, then boom, an electrical problem takes him out with 10 laps left. Aston Martin, a double DNF. Lance Stroll just stops on the side of the track, brings out the safety car, and then Fernando Alonso has to retire because of some insane vibrations in the cockpit. So you have Red Bull and Aston Martin, two absolute powerhouse teams, both going home with 0 points.
When you see all these reliability problems hitting so many of the top contenders, you have to wonder, is the 2026 season already just a two-horse race between Mercedes and Ferrari?
But here's the crazy thing. While all the big teams at the front were basically imploding, the battle just behind them was giving us non-stop blockbuster entertainment. And that brings us to our final lesson from Shanghai.
The midfield was pure, beautiful chaos. Just look at this incident. You've got Esteban Ocon making this super aggressive move on Franco Colapinto into turn 2. They make contact, they both spin out. Ocon ends up getting a 10-second penalty for it. It was just tough, brilliant, hard racing all the way down the grid.
And out of that chaos, you had some truly heroic drives. Oliver Behrman for Haas, another monster performance to finish P5. Pierre Gasly, super strong in P6 for Alpine. Liam Lawson climbing all the way up to 7th. Carlos Sainz grabbing the first points of the year for Williams in 9th. And Colapinto, even after getting spun around, he fights his way back to score the final point in P10. Just incredible drives from all of them.
It makes you wonder, right? With all this action, all this unpredictability, is the midfield battle actually the most entertaining part of F1 right now?
So there it is, 5 massive lessons from Shanghai. You've got a teenage sensation, a civil war at Ferrari, a champion in total crisis, frontrunners dropping like flies, and a midfield that is just on absolute fire. Man, the 2026 season is already delivering everything we could have hoped for and more.
But I want to know what you think. Which one of these lessons surprised you the most? Was it Antonelli's incredible win? McLaren's total collapse? Drop it in the comments right now. I read every single one.
And hey, if you want more F1 content that just gets straight to the point, no fluff, make sure you subscribe to PitCrew TV. Japan is just around the corner, and we will see you there.